Welcome to Okanagan Lavender and Herb Farm. It's Workshop Wednesday, and today we're going to teach you a little bit about roses, the star of the aromatherapy world, and something that's so great in your wellness routine. We're here at our damask roses, and we're going to pick some fresh petals, take them up to the workshop, and show you some things you can do with them. It's really easy to pick rose petals. There's a couple of things you have to watch for: thorns, of course. The other thing to watch for is bees often love to swim around in the center of the rose. So make sure you're looking. You don't want to grab a bee because it will sting you if you hurt it. So I'm just going to pinch them and pull. Okay, so I've got lots of the damask roses for what I want to use them for today, and now I want to do a mixture of roses. So I have other fragrant roses at the farm, and I want to go and get them for their color and just to liven up what I'm doing a little bit. This is a beautiful yellow rose called a freesia rose, and it's very fragrant. I'm just going to pluck the petals off it. These are going to fall overnight if I leave them, so it's lovely to take them into the kitchen and enjoy them there. Okay. I love to include this beautiful little Russeliana rose in my crops. It has a beautiful fuchsia color when it dries, and dainty little petal compared to the big damask ones that we were picking. And you'll notice this one doesn't have that center that the bees fly in, so there's lots of different roses. So roses are such a powerhouse in the aromatherapy world. They're good for hydrating your skin, they're good for uplifting your well-being, and there's so many simple things you can do with them at home from the roses in your garden. So the things to keep in mind: you want fragrant roses. So if they smell beautiful, use them. You want roses that are spray-free. So you don't want to be taking chemicals into your kitchen. So today we're going to make 3 things with our roses. I'm going to show you how you can do a facial steam with fresh flowers. Simple and easy. We're going to do make it yourself Rosewater. And we're also going to show you how to do a rose flavored sugar. And then we'll just share some things that you can do with those. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to make a facial sauna. And we picked 3 different kinds of roses for this because I'm going to show you how beautiful it's going to look. So we've got these Russeliana roses and the yellow freesia rose. And underneath all that, I have my beautiful Ishpahan damask rose. So I've just done the bottom of my bowl. The other thing that I had in the garden, which is really, really good for your skin, are violas. So I'm just going to do a sprinkling of violas in here too. And what you do is you just boil your water in the kettle and just pour the water over top. Oh, I can already smell the rose aroma coming up. It's absolutely beautiful. So roses are really good for hydrating your skin. And take your glasses off if you wear them. You're going to take a towel. This is to trap the steam over your head. You want to keep your face about 30 centimeters above the water because you don't want to burn your skin. And you don't want water that's rolling boil. Like, boil it in the kettle and then let it sit for a minute or 2 and then pour it over your flowers. Then you're just going to bring your head down, cover it with the towel, and enjoy it for about 5 minutes. Then you're going to splash cool water on your face, put your moisturizer on, and head off to bed. So a homemade rose water is really simple to make. It is not stable, so it doesn't last a long time, but you can use it within about 48 hours of making it. It's a real treat. And what I've done, I put a cup of rose petals from my basket into my pot. I poured 2 cups of boiling water over it, and I brought it to a boil. Then I turned the element off and I let it sit for 10 minutes. So you can see my rose petals have almost lost their color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to strain them. So I love these mesh coffee filters for things like this. So your roses are actually almost colorless by the time they finish steaming. And their pulp is soft. There, I'll just put the pulp back in my pot. Now, what I have is just a little kitchen funnel. And I always save nice bottles that bath oils and things come in, and vinegars. This was a balsamic vinegar bottle, and I love to reuse it for homemade things. I'm going to pour my rose water in there. Now this is still quite warm, so I'm not going to put a cork in it, but I just have a cork to cap it. And I have a little tag so that I can write what's in it. And I know I'll forget something like that, so I'm just going to write what it is and today's date. And I'm going to tie this onto my bottle. So really what I've done here is I've made an infusion with my rose petals. It's like a herbal tea, and that's why it's not stable. But if you wanted a rose water that will last for a long, long time, that's a distilled rose water. So this is what we're actually doing right now at the farm, is we're distilling roses for rose hydrosol, and we use it to make our skin toners. So these are stable because they come through steam distillation, and they're bottled, and they're intended to last for a year or so. So although homemade rose water doesn't last very long, just use it while you have it because it's such a beautiful fragrance. So you could add some to your bath, put a 1/4 cup in your bath. You could wash your face and then tone your skin with it before you put your moisturizer on. And one of the things that I love to do with these homemade infusions is extend my unscented moisturizer. So it's hot now, it's summertime, your skin is dry. If you put a little puddle of moisturizer in your hand, add a teaspoon or 2 of the rose water and use friction to mix it up, and then put that all over your legs and arms. Your skin will feel amazing. And I think one of the really important things to know about these homemade infusions is they're very gentle, so they're good to use with children. So if you had young children and they've been in the sun and had dry skin or sunburns, get them in a bath, add some of this rose water to it. It'll really soothe their skin. So the last thing we're going to show you to do with roses is how to make a rose flavored sugar. They're wonderful for baking, and they're fabulous for cocktails. I love them. So these are our fresh rose petals, and I need to dry them before I can make the sugar, otherwise my sugar will go hard. So I have drying racks at the farm, but if you have just a baking sheet and a cooling rack, you can make a drying rack yourself right at home. Spread them out. Now they shrink a lot when they dry, so don't be surprised. They'll cover a cookie sheet and it'll be hardly anything the next day. You want to put it somewhere where there's good ventilation. Put it under a ceiling fan or just have a room fan on it. Just gentle, just to keep the air circulating. And then when your roses are dry, they're going to look like this. So I have these lovely fresh ones. And then these are my dry ones. So you can hear they're crispy. They feel like paper, whereas these are soft and silky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rose petals. I'm going to put them in my kitchen blender and I'm going to buzz them up so that they look like this. Because when I'm doing a rose sugar, I don't want big pieces of rose petal in it. They look nice, but they don't taste very good. So I just have, berry sugar here, or super fine sugar. And I'm going to layer rose petals with berry sugar. Put a cap on it. It's beautiful. So let it sit for about 2 to 4 weeks. The sugar will absorb all the flavor of the roses and you'll have this amazing sugar. So you can sprinkle it on shortbread or cookies, and I'm going to show you my favorite way to use it. So this is our rose sugar that we do at the farm, and I love to use it for cocktail glasses. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit into my plate. So you can see it's just a mixture of the sugar and the ground up rose petals. Take a lemon wedge and just do the edge of your glass. It's just super simple. If you're having people for dinner, you can do a whole bunch of these. All right, you can use them with champagne, but you don't have to. I'm going to show you one of my favorite summer drinks, non-alcoholic. I use soda water or a soda stream. I use a teaspoon of rose water. Just a squeeze of lemon. It's so festive and enjoyable on a hot summer day. It's delicious, and the rose sugar just gives it that nice little punch at the end. Thanks for joining us on our Workshop Wednesday at the farm. We hope that you enjoyed learning about roses. Today we did a facial steam with fresh rose petals. Great way to hydrate your skin. We showed you how you can make homemade rose water. Enjoy it in your bath. Use it to extend your lotions. Use it with children. And we showed you how to do a beautiful floral sugar. These make great hostess gifts. Then we rimmed our beautiful champagne flute with the rose sugar, and we showed you how to make that wonderful little summer cocktail, non-alcoholic. So cheers, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Workshop Wednesday. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Cheers. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us at the farm.